Hey Boo Buddies, Anya here with some journaling fun, and today I am doing something very different than normal. I've got my art journal ready to go, and as you can see, I've already started off camera, and I'm going to be doing some thumbnail doodling in real time. So I started with this bit of comic something that these thumbnails that came across the internet when I was off poking around, and I don't really have a source for them. I can link that down in the description below where I got this picture, but it was something that was just floating around and I thought it would make a really good journal prompt. So I just printed it out and I cut it and glued it into my journal, and now I'm going to draw my versions of these comic to-dos. The first thumbnail that we are doing today is an establishing shot, and so I am going to do Boo's house. I have spent the last few months drawing a lot of houses for a lot of different projects, but of course the first one being Boo and Boo's house, and my comic over on that you can follow on Instagram of Boo being at home and Boo needs a house. I drew a lot of houses and a lot of different drafts, coming up with the perfect style that is Boo's house, with the little concrete garden wall around the border, until that when I finally got to this exercise and it just says establishing shot and I say I'm going to draw Boo's house, my hand is actually pretty familiar with that shape and where the windows go and where the door is and where the garden wall is. I'm going to try and keep all of these thumbnails about the same size, and it's kind of working out a little bit bigger than the example thumbnail in the printout that I've glued in. Next is the full shot, and I'm going to try and do the outline first, or at least kind of the start of the outline, and then help use the panel and the thumbnail borders to help with my guidelines to draw out the proportions of Boo. My Boo is kind of become pretty recognizable, which is fun for me because, you know, it's basically a stick figure in a sheet and is a little Boo doodle. It's like drawing a pillowcase with eye holes, but it's really become very recognizable. So yeah. The next is a medium shot, which is where it is starting to get a little tricky with doing Boo in this, because there's not a lot of background and not a lot of details to really establish what's going on in the panel, but I'm going to do this exercise even if I fail. So I am doing a medium shot of Boo with little hand poof things pushed up against the edge of the panel, because you know you have to have fun even if you're trying to learn and experiment in your doodles. You can see that my panels are a little bit too big, and I'm starting to run out of room on the column side of the page, and it's getting a little tricky. But the next two examples that I'm supposed to be trying to do are the close shot and the extreme close shot. And with the medium shot, close shot, extreme close shot, it's getting a little blurry with the details for what is Boo. So what I ended up doing was just kind of combining the medium shot and the close shot, and then just doing an extreme close shot with Boo right up against the edges, and the panel got a little dicey. Oh well, that's why it's an exercise. It's not an assignment. It's not for turn-in. It's not to be graded. It's not to be making money. It's just an experiment. It's just supposed to be learning. All right, so then we get into the second half of this exercise, which is these angle shots where you get to see things from different sides, and I did not do so well, but I did it. The first being the upshot, where the idea that the perspective is looking up, going up to the subject. And this was actually really hard to do with just my LePen pen. If I was using a couple different sizes, tips, and more color, or a finer tip, I probably would have been able to get more detail and a better shading to get that perspective. But I'm also trying not to obsess and worry. This is in real time and we don't have forever. Of course, the next one is the down shot, which again was a little tricky to do with just Boo and not really having the hashing lines that I could get with a finer tip fine liner. I am really seeing from doing this exercise what I need to work on, and that's kind of the point. So for this one, this is the over the shoulder point of view. I was like, well, I'll do Cat and with Boo to do because Cat is the other main character in my comic, and I need to practice drawing Boo and Cat together. Haven't really done enough of that in my own studio work. It did not come out as well either, and again, these are the areas that I need to work on. So because of that, for the two shot, I decided to do Boo and another Boo. So Boo and friend. For the last thumbnail, the POV shot, point of view shot, I also did Boo and friend of Boo, with friend of Boo being the point of view, and so did a little. I basically just copied the panel that they have for the example in my own style, with Boo puffy hand and other Boo waving. So that you can kind of get the idea. So this was an interesting exercise that I did, and I learned what I need to work on, and building some confidence, as well as maybe getting some more ideas and variety in my own work. I hope you guys found this interesting and fun to see how I do Boo, and maybe give you some ideas in your own comic endeavors or journaling exercises. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe as well, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until next time, Boo Buddies.